The following review is going to be on Legacy Evolution, Core Class, Dinobot Snarl, the last of our Dinobot sets. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to do a review on Legacy Evolution, Dinobot Snarl. Now this is a Core Class size figure, and is the final piece to the 6-member Volcanicus. First, we'll take a look at the package. There is Snarl in his Stegasaurus mode. And back here, you've got some of the spikes. So make sure that when you find them in the stores, you have that. The Transformers Legacy Evolution logo, Dinobot Snarl. He is a core class figure. There he is in his robot mode. You have the open window. You just have the Legacy poster. And then 6 of 6 for Volcanicus. 8 steps from robot to Stegasaurus. There's the UPC. Alright, let's rip this guy open and see what he looks like. And let's finish our set. Alright, now let's get Snarl out of the package. So this is my first time opening him up too. Let's see. Let's open him up. Oh, that's not good. Oh well. Alright, well, we'll take him out of the package. So, he comes packed in 2 different parts. These silly white things I just throw away. It's just warnings in all different countries. First, we'll take a look at the book. Dinobot Snarl, 8+. It snaps on his back. Sword goes in his hand. So, this is 8 steps to the Dinosaur mode, his Stegasaurus. And he stores his sword underneath him. And then you got 13 steps to form the leg of Volcanicus. And here's the QR code. Alright, you guys can put your phones up to it. So, let's take them out real quick. Alright, so we gotta take them 1, 2. I've been looking all over for this guy. And there's his sword right here. It's funny with these Dinobots, because you see how the first 2, it seems they got better. I mean, with elbow articulation, they got better each time they did it. So, there is Snarl. And so, right off the bat, we got to plug this in. So, we got 2 tabs down here, like this. Now, how do you plug this guy in? Alright. Whoops, wrong side. Yeah, you use those 2 tabs on the side of his body. These 2. Don't tell me it's these 2. No. Oh, I see it. It's these 2. You got this and this. And what they'll do is, yep, they'll slide in here. And you got the little cutout for the wing. And then you want to put his little sword in his hand. And so now we finally got our Snarl core class figure. And he looks pretty cool if you ask me. I mean, just look at him. Yeah, he's got a little backpack. What do you expect for a $10 figure? You see the 2 halves of the dinosaur head. Not bad at all. I think they're all pretty good, except for Sludge. Sludge is like, he's horrible. I don't know why they did what they did, but at least these guys look like they do on the show. Alright, so let's do a quick articulation. The head does do 360 degrees. If you move this here, you can move the arm 360 degrees. It goes up like that. And you have more than a 90-degree elbow bend. But it doesn't... The elbow bends but doesn't rotate. Wow, you have 360-degree waist rotation too. Nice. Kick that high. Kick that far back. Almost perfect. The split. And then more than 90 degree due to the transformation. So, all in all, he's a pretty cool figure. Definitely saved one of the best for last. Though his head kind of looks like Sludge's head. But, let's see. Let's go over him. No Autobot symbol. Nope, no Autobot symbol. It looks like it went on his chest, but it doesn't have any. But, you got the face, you got the red and the black. You got the red crotch piece. You go down his leg. I like that silver. You got the gray and silver. Very metallic-y right there. You got the dinosaur leg, which doesn't move. Back, you got the two dinosaur heads. So, not too bad. I mean, you got some hollow spaces. And little things like you're not going to move the arms in. Well, because it is a $10 figure. So, the arms do move like that. Probably for transformation. So, all in all, a pretty cool figure. I can't wait to bring out the other Dinobots and start playing with them. Alright, now let's bring those other Dinobots out now, since we're at that time, for comparisons. And I thought before we do that, we would do this QR code. Alright, so I just scanned it. We open it up. And, alright, we got Autobot Snarl, Alr Mode Stegasaurus, Function Desert Warrior, Special Unit Dinobot, Origin Universe G1. Signature weapon, Armored Sword, can slice through any material with indestructible force. Bio. Snarl is a loner, a bot of few words, and only ever finds joy on the battlefield. Combines with other Dinobots to form Volcanicus. Alright. Strength is a 9, Intelligence is a 6, which is amazing. Speed 3 and firepower 1. What do you think with the tail and the breath? The firepower would be more and the intelligence would be less. But that is good old Snarl. Alright. Now that we got that out of the way, let's do some comparisons. Alright. First, we're going to bring in the Dinobots. Number 1, Sludge. Step out, please. Now, they started off really, really bad. Sludge is the worst of all of them. Wide shoulders, the legs like that. I don't know where they even got that hold from, but so that is number 1, Sludge. So they've advanced a lot since 1 to 6. We'll put him back here. And we'll bring out number 2, Slug or Slag. I still like to call him Slag. And Slag was, if this guy had bendable elbows, he'd be perfect. So that is number 2. Number 3 is our Grimlock. We'll put these out of camera. And Grimlock's not bad. Again, I could do what they could have made articulated elbows, but Grimlock wasn't bad. And then you get to Scar is number 5. Again, with the elbows, but Scar is a pretty cool figure. It's our first representation of Scar in a bot mode, and he is beautiful. Just like he's got the gold, the red, and the yellow, so he fits in with all the Dinobots. And number 5 is Swoop. Swoop, you've got the movable elbows. I mean, why couldn't they do that with some of the other figures? But I think these two are almost perfect. They really knocked it out of the ball with the last two. Just wish they all could have been that way. And let's line them up for a group shot. 1, 2. And then here is our core class Dinobots. Let's just back up a little. We got Snarl, our Stegasaurus. Swoop, Pteranodon. Scar, our Ankylosaurus. Grimlock, our Tyrannosaurus Rex. Slug, our Triceratops. And Sludge, what used to be called Brontosaurus. I know now it's Acleo or something like that. But those are the Dinobots, and they are a good-looking team. Alright, we're just going to pull these guys out to the side. And now we're still going to concentrate on Snarl. So, First, we're going to bring in our Cyberverse Snarl. So that is how these two guys fit. The only one I'm missing is Swoop on the Cyberverse. And I believe I've got some of these reviews up. I'm not sure if I have him up or not. But that is the Cyberverse Snarl. Here we have our Power of the Primes Snarl. He don't look that bad. I think his waist is a little thin, but he's a combiner again, so he's not too bad. Here is our movie Snarl. I don't know if this guy was in the movie or not, but they did bring out movie versions of all the Dinobots, which I actually just did a review. I'll put in the link below, but I did a review of the Age of Extinction Grimlock I just bought, the reissue from Target. And I did a review of all my movie Dinobots. And then just bring in, this is Vertebrake, one of our first core class figures that we had in Hot Rod. Now, I think one of the worst core figures we've ever had, even though my channel's named after him. All right, and that is enough for comparisons. Now let's transform Snarl. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do robot to dinosaur mode, do my dinosaur comparisons, and then we'll do dinosaur mode to leg mode, okay? And we'll show a little Volcanicus, but I'll save the main part of Volcanicus for another review. Okay, to transform this guy, first you want to do is come to these, and you fold these in. And they tap together like that. Next thing you want to do is put the arms up like that. And you have a tab right there. And a right there is where, well, there's the tab and there's the slot. So you just want to put these in. Again, there is the slot. Here is the tab. So you want to just shimmy this in. Okay, so now what you want to do is basically fold this, but once we get halfway out, we're gonna actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start folding these. Now once we get to here, we're gonna take the dinosaur head and fold it out. Okay, so you get halfway like that. You want to take the dinosaur head and fold it out. Then if you want, you can peg these together. They go peg in there to here, and there is a peg there and a slot here. So let's put the front half together. And then the final thing is you got these two tabs here. They're just going to run in these channels. So you just want to get these all set up, snapped in. And there is Slug. And his tail, what you want to do, his tail goes underneath it. So there's a slot in the chest and a tab right here. And you would just snap this in. He doesn't go in that good. There. So there is our Snarl, all transformed into his Stegasaurus mode. And he's not that bad. I mean, most Snarl figures do have the top being so high, and then he does a sharp turn. But yeah, you see the hand, but it's a core class figure. So if you look at him, the Autobot symbol is, mine's perfect. I know some people I've seen online where the Autobot symbol is a little lower than the other side, but you got the good Autobot symbol. You got that steel, metal, metallic, a lot of paneling. Look at all that paneling detail. Then you got the front spikes right here, and little front paws. You can't really move. Nope, they're stuck in there. They're molded in there. And the back, you got the red and the gold for the spikes. You got that short, spiky tail. Yeah, and the back legs, you're just going to have to go with it. But he looks fine to me. I like him. And that is Snarl. Alright, now let's do some comparisons. Again, we'll start off with number 1. Sludge. Yeah, he's real bad. But we'll put Sludge there. That's number one. Actually, you know what? Let's put number 1 over here. 1 Sludge. And then we got Slug or Slag as 2. Grimlock 3. Our first combiner with Grimlock is not the main leader. Scar is number 4. Our Ankylosaurus, our brand new guy. And then, oops. Then we'll put Ankylosaurus. We'll bring in our swoop figure. We'll just angle his wings up so we can get more. And there is our Dinobots, finally together as one. Here, let's see if we can group them better. How about that? Now, there's really no easy way to put these guys. Like that. And we'll just, here. Let's just put them all out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there are, we finally have the Dinobots all together. But you want to see others, so we're going to bring in, we'll start off again with the Cyberverse Snarl. So he's not too bad. I'm not a fan of the different color legs. Especially even on this guy, he's got gold and silver. But you could see definitely it's a Stegasaurus, and that is Snarl. And then we'll bring in our Power of the Primes. So again, a little more complicated transformation. But one of the details Snarl always has going for him is no matter what he is, his face always folds in half. And this is a pretty good too. This was our best version of Snarl that we've got before the Studio Series, which I'm still looking for. Here is the Snarl from the Age of Extinction movies. Again, a more alien-looking Stegosaurus, but you can still see how it's got the spikes down the side. He's green color. And even this guy, he came with a fake head, so it looks like his head folds in half, but it's not. He's got a fake head in robot mode, which doesn't make sense. Here is our vertebrae. So we've got our core class comparison. And yeah, he's a little thin one. Here is Hot Rod, my favorite character of all time. And I didn't show you this before, but since I just got him, this is my Air Razor Rise of the Beasts Battle Master, which I just did a review on, so check that out. And that is it for Snarl compared to the other Dinobots and others. Now we're going to do the leg mode. So, to get in leg mode, first we're going to take the sword off. There we go. Then we're going to take the front, and we're going to disconnect the front like that. Then we're going to take this piece, and we're actually going to take it off. So, now you're left with that. So, you want to come around here, and we'll move this down for right now. Okay? We're going to straighten the arms out. Now, what's going to happen is this tab right here is going to fit in here. So, you're going to move it over, and these two tabs, already mine's got a stress mark. Look at that. And then the other side, you're going to do the same way, and you're going to fit this tab into that slot. So we're going to put the arms together, and we will, let's get them all straightened out. Arms are together. Nope, not yet. This Grimlock does the same transformation, which doesn't always work. Come on. Of course, this does it during the review. But that's good to know, though, because it is part of how you transform it. All right. So we got those in. Those are all good in there. So we're going to pull this down. And once we get here, we're going to put the legs back in. So you're going to take the foot and you're just going to push these back in. Take the head and you're just going to rotate that back in. Okay? So now what you're going to do is we're going to put the legs together. Okay? And then we're going to just fold them in here. Now when we do this, these pegs right here are going to fit into these holes. So we're going to put that in there and that in there. Okay? So let's take this. Let's see where he is. Alright, so we're going to take this now. And we're going to, over here. We've got these two tabs now are going to go into these two holes. So we're going to tab this in right there. Supposedly. Come on, you can do it. I know you can. And I guess this is our leg mode. Whoops. Let's do that again. Alright, so let's get this in there. Maybe. Am I doing this wrong? No, it's got to go one way. These two tabs go in these two holes. There we go. And that is the leg mode. And then the sword is, again, you stick this right in here. And you push it in. And there's our leg mode. Now, what can we say? He is the ugliest leg I've ever seen. And I don't know why they made them more wider instead of more up and down. And same thing with Grimlock. I mean, look at all this engineering they put into it. And they couldn't do something else. But, alright. So, now we're going to bring in our Volcanicus. So far. Well, and I forgot to put up the... Oh, man, I forgot to put up the 5mm port right there. So we're just going to unhook these, swing the port around, hook those back up. Now, there is the port. So we're going to put the tab in the port, and voila! We've got our first core class combiner Volcanicus with our 6 dinobots. And these keep falling off. At least this one does. And, well, I don't know. I just don't know what to make them. The legs are way too wide. Definitely. Even Grimlock's way too wide. But this is what they wanted. So, and for the first time, we've got Slag as the head. We got Sludge as the chest. Swoop is the only one that stayed. Well, no, Swoop stayed the arm. Yeah, he's the only one. Because, no, Snarl's a leg. Grimlock's a leg. And we have our newbie, Scar, an arm, and Swoop is an arm. Now, for Articulation on Volcanicus, these you can only move back that far and that far due to the way Sludge's chest is. And these things keep falling off. There's no way I could pop these on any tighter. Alright, and if you wrote this around, you have elbow movement like that. And here we have Swoops the same way. And then the legs, you can kick forward like that. And it can kick back. And it can go out to the side that much. And if you wanted to turn it right here, you've got the knee is 90 degrees on the knee. Here we go. Now let's do Snarl. He can kick and do the full 90. He can do the back that far, and of course he can do the 90-degree bend. And then Grimlock, I don't know why they have you do one going up and one going down. So there is Volcanicus. Is he perfect? No, far from it. But at 10 to 12 bucks a figure, and you have yourselves a combiner, a Dinobot combiner. Now from the back, not too bad. You see Slug's legs, you see the dinosaur head, and pretty much empty right there. But, and we'll get this out of the way. Let's make him stand straight up. He is more solid than the Power of the Primes combiner, because that Volcanicus is real thin in the torso. Alright, so we'll do a more review on this guy later, but there's the head. You've got Slag's head right there. You've got Scar and Swoop, Grimlock, and Snarl. And then there's Sludge. And then people always move these around. I mean, they're made for this one to go up, so it doesn't swing out to the side. And this, I think, is the proper configuration. And again, this arm never stays on. And we'll put the sword in again. Alright, and that is our Dinobot Combiner Volcanicus. So, was he worth the 1.5 year wait? Yeah, they're pretty cool, I guess. Most of them, besides Sludge, are pretty okay for Dinobots. And for those who can't afford the regular price or missed out on the Volcanicus, it's more of a little kid's toy. But enough of that. Let's get rid of Snarl now. And now we're going to transform Snarl back. Now, for those who are new to my channel or who have been here before, I always do reverse transformation. I always start as they're packaged. This guy was packed as a robot, so we did it as a robot to the Stegasaurus to leg, and now we're going to go back to robot. I do that because sometimes it's a lot easier to go from alt mode to robot mode because you're mostly like expanding it instead of contracting it. So to transform him back, we're going to take the sword off and we're going to take this piece off. And basically you see how it's going to go. So we're going to disconnect the legs like here and just move them down for right now. Okay? And we can split them apart. And then these, remember, you got to bring them up like that. Look at that stress mark already. And I only done it like 2-3 times. Swing it to the side. Swing it to the side. And then you take these. And then you just split these apart. If they want to come apart. Now they don't. There we go. Swing that to the side. Swing that to the side. Take the 5mm port, flip it around. Very hollow from the back, but once you put this on it, so see how you use these for this mode, and then you use these for the other mode. So let's stick in the back. It covers up the port. I love that elbow articulation. God, I wish they all had elbows, but that gets me nervous though with that stress mark already there. And we'll put his sword in. And now we are back to Snarl in his robot mode. So there are our Dinobots. We finally have Volcanicus finished. And we'll bring this guy just so you want to see how big they do. So he gets maybe, let's see, 1 and 2. So maybe almost 2. They can become, almost 2 is the compare. Alright, so thank you for watching this review. If you haven't seen all my other ones, I will put a playlist in of all my Dinobot core class combiners. And final thoughts on Snarl. They definitely saved the best for last. This guy has it all. Elbow articulation. I mean, he's just... proportions are accurate. I still think that looks like Sledge's face. I could be wrong, though. He comes with his sword. And, like I said, I think him and Swoop are the best. I would rate them as A's. So let's do Swoop and Snarl as an A. We've got Scar as a B. We'll do Grimlock and Slug as C's. And we'll do Sludge a D. And that's how I grade them. Alright, so like and subscribe if you're not already a channel member. Turn on notifications so you know when I do new videos. Not only do Transformers, I do DC figures, Marvel figures, Funko Pops, new toy sightings. I always hit the Targets and Walmarts, and lately the Rosses, the Burlingtons, the TJ Maxxes. You never know where you're going to find figures, the GameStops. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Alright, and I guess we've got our Dinobot Combiner. Stay tuned for a Core Class Combiner special. Rodimusbill out.